I'd like to share with you a deep need and a great opportunity for advancing the work of God's kingdom in the French-speaking world today. I've been serving with Mission to the World and teaching at the seminary in Aix-en-Provence in France since 2004, and beyond that, living and working in French-speaking Europe for practically 30 years. Over the last several years, I've become more and more concerned as I see students arriving at the seminary who just don't have an in-depth understanding of what it means to be a disciple of Jesus Christ. When we come to Christ, we receive a new life, we receive forgiveness for sin, and a hope of salvation. But the corollary of that is that our lives no longer belong to ourselves. They belong to Jesus Christ. What does that mean practically in terms of the way we make decisions for our careers, in the way we use our money, in the way we use our time? What does it mean for how we understand sexuality, or the way we use the internet? These are questions that we need to ask ourselves as disciples of Jesus Christ, and they're very often the questions that young Christians in the French-speaking world just aren't asking themselves today. This lack of understanding is a reflection of the teaching of many evangelical churches throughout the French-speaking world. Now, of course, there's no one-size-fits-all solution, but there is a lot that can be done. From a human point of view, the Protestant Reformation in the 16th century was made possible by one thing, and that was the invention of the printing press. The invention of the printing press allowed the gospel to spread like wildfire throughout Europe. If we ask ourselves what the equivalent of the printing press might be in the 21st century, the obvious answer is the internet. Today, it's possible to access high-quality videos on any range of subjects at just the click of a mouse. And that's true for the church as well. Videos made by world-class speakers, pastors, teachers are a blessing for literally millions of English-speaking believers throughout the world. Unfortunately, that's not the case in the French-speaking world. High-quality material on what it means to be a disciple of Jesus Christ is a huge need today. Not only for French-speaking Europe, with countries like France, Switzerland, and Belgium, but French-speaking Africa, with countries like Senegal, Cameroon, Rwanda, Burkina Faso, Benin, and so on. And we could also think of places like Haiti or French-speaking Quebec. In fact, the French-speaking world is made up of no less than 56 countries and 215 million people. So the opportunities are exciting, but the need is immense. For the last year, we've been developing a ministry aimed at filling that need. Our vision is to create videos that can help young Christians understand the ABCs of what it means to be a disciple of Jesus Christ. These videos will then be wedded to a web page with supplemental material and the possibility to interact with more mature Christians and to ask questions and to receive answers about how to serve Jesus Christ practically. In March 2020, the Ambassadors Fund offered a matching grant for this project for a prospective budget of $30,000. For every $2 you give, the Ambassadors Fund will give an additional $1 to this ministry. This funding will go exclusively towards adequate filming and production material, as well as recruiting French nationals who can also take part in this ministry. We'd like to see that figure exceeded, and we invite you to be a part of that, beginning today. You can do this by following the information at the end of this video. Christ calls his church to go and make disciples of all the nations. Many of you may never have visited France before. Most of you have probably never lived in the French-speaking world. But through your generosity, you can make a lasting difference for the gospel in France, in French-speaking Europe, and throughout the French-speaking world. God is at work building his church. We'd like to thank you for asking what you can do to be a part of that with us.